James Castle. Finally, the truth about King James, a black man who helped to preserve and safeguard the Bible. Live September 29th, 2023. Commanding General YAHANNA, live at King James Castle in Scotland. Come on down and support the I.S.U.P.K. UK. Lift the glass, come and join the brotherhood and drink with the ancient as we celebrate and keep the Feast of Tabernacles for our King Yahushua in King James Castle, bringing his crew of heavy hitters. Commanding General YAHANNA will put 12 shield General Muhammad scripture breakdown class up against anyone, against any biblical scholar, untested, unchallenged, I.S.U.P.K, undefeated. Leviticus chapter 23, the Feast of Tabernacles in a black man's castle, hosted in Scotland, the United Kingdom, UK. Commanding General YAHANNA will be doing the opening of the Feast of Tabernacles in King James Castle. Thursday, September 28th, Scripture Breakdown class. Friday, September 29th, there will be a King James Castle tour. Also, a Johnny Walker Distillery tour. And Friday night, the opening of the Feast of Tabernacles. Saturday, September 30th, we will have camp on the streets of England. Sunday, October 1st, the UK Cookout. Monday, October 2nd, the Warwickshire Castle Tour. I.S.U.P.K under Commanding General YAHANNA at King James Castle in England. This is an absolutely monumental, historical event. Wham Yasha'Allah.
Want us to stop. But man, don't we deserve a shot? Don't we deserve a shot to be the Lord people? Israel, let's do it! Wham Yasha'Allah!
They pussy them, that's what I go rough with them. Circle and dumpy them. Guinness with the supplicant. Over here a big dog and over saw puppy them. After she suck me, I she go and she suck me. Blood clot, girl I sit down on it with confidence. Now I'm full of fucking it. Drop on an eye me. Show me gun in eye face. Press it rat-a-ta-ta once. See him brace back up. I'm gonna be a
so we pull up with the matics that breeze. Everybody run on our ball, please. Chop us and them were high. Could have swim ever gone in the trees. Yeah, me had the rifle up when I make Bible. Anyway, me go the pussy them jump, them stifle. With the bleacher, you know me at school, so me not teacher. Yeah.
Oi, me lock knife, yeah me chop life. Why me not chop guys, make it knock twice. And I find out the Glock 9, I got dead this year weird.
It was an Edomite here, hit his brother. You know. Terrible.
Yeah, Yahushua, my name is Cousin Awad and I'm from the I.S.U.P.K UK camp under commanding General YAHANNA. This is the Haba Banyamian of the I.S.U.P.K UK under commanding General YAHANNA. The I.S.U.P.K will be hosting the Feast of Tabernacles starting from Thursday the 28th of September. We're inviting all Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to come and join us. We also look forward to you joining us at Scripture Breakdown, Camp, and London and Birmingham nightlife. You can also look forward to a tour of the Johnny Walker factory as well as Warwickshire Castle. Captain Tazara from Captain Tazara live in the UK on radio. Winning Commanding General YAHANNA live in the UK for American Empire. And be sure to check out all I.S.U.P.K social media, that's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, for all the information. Shalom.
Woo! Woo! Nothing about Steve Harvey this week. Jeezy leaving her.
The Russian. We no frightened so easy. All when you're rolling with the army that no scare we. Me represent the Gaza. Hey, we no afraid of nobody, no afraid of nobody. We no afraid of nobody, no afraid of nobody. We no afraid of nobody, we no afraid of nobody. Never scare, never scare, never scare, never scare, never scare. When me born alone. Me Rottweiler them no shot a bone. Me no left my mongrel dog a yard. If I war you a defend, go and back home. Crave from flank and no take talk. So go and flip up like Clara phone. And no farmer use can alone. Salt Spring shoe star like Karl Malone. White night, we know. Len, tell the Russian, rise the Russian.
I know exactly what they want. Exactly what they want. I know exactly what they want. Exactly what they want. Just be patient.
Alright, Shalom, Lord in Christ. This is Captain from Russia at the I.S.U.P.K in the UK. Listen, man, the UK is doing a big event in Scotland. We're gonna have the UPK man commanding General YAHANNA, all the generals. We're gonna have a scripture breakdown class, hold the opening of the Feast of Tabernacles in King James's Castle, man. Then on the weekend, we're gonna have Birmingham camp and London camp, and on Monday, scripture breakdown, man, again from General Muhammad in Bromtown, Birmingham, man. And we're gonna see London, and we're gonna do many things, man. So listen, man, you need to be there. If you're not, you're missing out, Israel. Shalom.
Letting them niggas mislead. My name is my name. Power and glory. I never change. Stand on loyalty. Remain the same. Say what you mean. Speak on my name. You go to war with me. We move the same. You think that it's for me. Running the game. Kicking the door with me. All through the pain. The snow. The rain. The ups and downs. My name did more for me. My name is my name. Power and glory. I never change. Stand on loyalty. Remain the same. Say what you mean. Speak on my name. You go to
That's why I don't know you. I'm not letting nobody sell you crack. You know why? Because I never saw you before. But you a black man like me. That's right. And it's worth something.
This is Black Watch with Commanding General YAHANNA, the only man to lead blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans.
God made man on this earth. The white man he made man. God made man. God wants man to obey him.
Bringing you real news.
We don't need a black man in the White House. We need a black man in every black house.
For many years, there's a lot of black people who didn't realize how deep the racism of white America was.
You ain't gonna do nothing unless you decide where you gonna stand at with the Most High.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
Righteous solutions to issues plaguing our nation.
Boy, you better wake up and see the power that is within blacks, Latinos, and Native Indians.
Join us every Monday from 9 to 11 p.m. Black Watch. Let the show begin.
Hakim Agwathian. Let's get it on. Clap it up once again.
Yeah.
We'll hold it down here for Commanding General YAHANNA. We're here with General Mayat, General Hazayan, Officer Marah, Officer Officer Young. What's your name, warrior? No, Mathamya, Officer rank. Officer Mathamya.
Oh yeah.
Trooper in the bar, give him a hand.
Okay.
Damn right, brother.
Let's do it.
Greatest brothers on the planet.
That's right.
There's nothing better than a UPK officer, a UPK trooper, man. You're just the best. And I can't give you enough admiration and Tawada for all of your services, brother. You're an amazing people. And you are the light in darkness. And Tawada to every brother in the Israelite school of UPK that's willing to put his life on the line for the sake of other people. That's willing to risk his own family, risk your own children so that other men can have wives and children, so that other men can live a good life. You're willing to sacrifice yours. And you have my respect. Well done, warriors. We're here. We'll hold it down for Commanding General YAHANNA. We're going to answer all your questions. Give me some questions in that chat room, Jeanniemai. Solve all your problems and go over the stories that you would like to ignore, but these stories are your life.
Right.
We'll go into it today. Jeanniemai, what do we have?
Khan. Migrant tent city plan sparks outrage.
Let's save that let's save that for about mid-class, all right? Because that's a super important topic that every idiot in New York and every idiot in California and every idiot all across the country should hear about. Right now, Mayak, there's a wave of hatred from Black people going towards Hispanics. And I'll tell you where that hatred is coming from. Black people are being told by politicians that Hispanics are the reasons that the city governments can provide for its citizens. That Hispanics are the reasons for the cuts in social services. That because there's so many immigrants coming into this country, now the city governments can provide housing to its citizens, can provide public school to his citizens, can provide hospital care and social service care to his citizens. They're saying it's the immigrants' fault, Mayak. Yeah. That's the problem. Yeah. I didn't know that. I've been in America my entire goddamn life, and I'm from the tribe of Judah, the so-called Negro. And all I've ever known is a government who didn't give money to my cause. That didn't give money to my needs. That didn't provide resources to the things I need. But I'm hearing this week, Mayak, it's the Mexicans' fault. Right. So we'll go into that at the peak time. Marah, you let me know when to get down with it and get all on top of it whenever you're ready, all right? Give me another story, please.
Khan, sir. 2 suspects charged with murder and death of 1-year-old following alleged fentanyl exposure at NYC daycare.
Oh, this is the NYC daycare right here. This is the daycare in New York City, man. And a child went to the daycare. Am I right, wrong, Jeanniemai? And the child is dead because of fentanyl exposure. Is that right, Jeanniemai? Go ahead and break it down for everyone.
Khan. Police arrested Carlisio Alvaro Brito, 41, and Griel Mendez, 36, after 1-year-old boy died and 3 other children were hospitalized because of suspected fentanyl exposure.
Just like I was bringing up earlier, the myth that Mexicans are the reasons that cities don't provide money to Black people. Here's another myth. Black people, you avoided the vaccine, but you didn't avoid cocaine.
Yeah.
You didn't avoid heroin. You didn't avoid perk 30s. They got so many names for these drugs. I try to remember them, Maya. The only one I remember how is perk 30.
You know, you might. There's one more, you know, that weed. You
Forget
ride
about
behind
that.
people, the car come in your car. The smell just hits you in the face. You drive.
And the weed got all types of different strains and names.
Yeah, don't they do?
Give me some names. What's that one you be smoking? That one at home when nobody don't know. Give him a hand.
that purple stuff. That purple stuff.
I should have tried one of these young brothers. This young brother tried that young one right there. I might have caught him out there, Maya. The guy too seasoned to be caught with that one. What's the purple one, brother? Rub me back. What's the one that's green? It's purple green.
That's that Misty Gump.
That's the Misty skunk. I mean, Maya, during the COVID epidemic, Black people and Hispanics suddenly became health nuts. Yeah. They were so healthy. They wouldn't put anything into their bodies if they didn't know the ingredients. Right. I know who I was talking to. I said, Jerome, you shoot heroin. Right. You're scared to take a vaccine? Look at your arms, man. You got track marks up and down your arms. You are afraid of a vaccine. You snort coke.
Hands big as a catcher's mitt.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Swollen. God damn it. That's what I needed from Joe Rogan. Give me Joe Rogan saying that him and what's that one that likes to be a pimp, but he's in other countries with a bald head and a beard. What's that one that the weak Andrew Tate? Him talking about how him and Andrew Tate snort coke, and he called it a nose beer. This is a video. It was on my phone this week. Joe Rogan is another one that that vaccine knock, he don't know what's in there. He does not. He's telling a whole story about him and Andrew Tate snorting cocaine in a bathroom. Blacks and Latinos, your real problem is that you listen to white people too much. That's your problem. White people told you the vaccine was bad. You don't trust the vaccine. White people say cocaine is good and you trust cocaine. White people tell you that weed is good and you trust weed. That's all we're talking about here. That's all. White people tell you the Popeye's chicken sandwich is delicious. And cocaine is delicious. That's not it. This is Joe Rogan. He called it a nose beer. And he's talking about why he hates Andrew Tate and why he doesn't like Andrew Tate now. Black people, you cannot listen to white people. They mean you ill. They do not mean well for you.
God.
Okay? You have a terrible drug epidemic. This baby died. This baby is dead. And gone. This is it. Play this. Is this it? Let me hear this.
Sure, we can play this, sir.
Oh, God damn it. Should I drop it? Call it. This might not be it. I'm not even sure if it's it unless you play a second of it. But don't do it if you say you don't. I'm giving you the call. Whenever you're ready.
Well, maybe we can have them just you tell them like you did, and everybody know they can go look at it.
If that's the case, definitely.
Yeah.
Just
that way you don't get a show clip.
Done?
If you think.
Okay. Okay, that's where I found it. I found it on TikTok, not YouTube. Go on TikTok, everyone listening out there, especially if you let Joe Rogan give you your medical advice. And get on there when he's saying that him and Andrew Tate, he met with him, he did his interview. And after the interview, they went to a bar. And in the bar, he asked Andrew Tate if he wants a nose beer. Andrew Tate said, no, I don't do that. I'm not a drug addict. Then he went and worked around the bar talking to other people. He goes in the bathroom. He says, Andrew Tate's face.
Yes, I have recorded a podcast.
Cocaine. And he said, I don't like Andrew Tate. He's a hypocrite. He acted like he didn't snort coke when really he does snort coke. This is who people got their medical advice from during the vaccine. From Joe Rogan, who told them the vaccine was wrong so black people could die and his people could live and snort coke in bathrooms. Black people, Hispanics, you got to stop doing drugs up. You got to stop it. You're losing your children over it. And don't tell me it's not possible because all of us were on drugs. You know what my favorite kind of weed was? Powder cocaine. That was my favorite kind of weed. Powder cocaine. And yet here we are. Here we are in the truth. Here we are, warriors of the Most High, and completely clean. Don't tell me you can't do it. You are not as sick as I was. You are not as wicked as I was. Everyone can come into the truth. Everyone can change. Everyone can be a better person. But if you listen to our oppressor, he'll make you yield to your weaker desires. You'll give up all of the control over your life to something that he tells you. Don't do that. Save the lives of yourself and your children. Everyone understand. That's it right there. That's the one, Morale. Can we play it or not? What does that mean that it's TikTok? Does that matter?
It might skip the algorithm. I think we should.
Algorithm. I don't know. How's it leave the fuck?
Leave it alone.
Done. All right. Now,
everybody know where to go get it.
This is the video. This is the video right here. Look, you see that right there on the screen, Maya. This is a cokehead. That tell you he don't believe in the vaccines. He snorts coke. Don't play it, but let me read those words up there.
Sir. It says a nose beer. And
go ahead.
And then the following clip right after it is this right here.
Look at him. Come on, I gotta move on. Okay, go ahead.
Let me get two scriptures real fast. Let me get Romans 15:4 real fast, and Leviticus 19:31 real quick. Let me tell you something. Here's the beautiful part about the truth for everybody here, man. You're gonna learn from the Lord what to do and what not to do, who to be around and who not to be around. It's something special when the Lord said to be separate from everybody. To separate yourself from other nations. Now you're seeing why. I ain't seeing why the Lord said to separate yourself from them. You see what's going on here, right? So this cat, Joe Rogan's a real popular cat too, Joe.
Forget
like
about it.
He the man.
Forget about it.
But he's a filthy, stinking
drug addict.
And you hanging around him, guess who smoke cocaine too? You are. You doing that nose candy as well. This is what the Lord said about that, man. You better be careful with that nose candy, with the weed, and all that stuff there, because that's being put out there by witches and wizards, man. You know what I mean? To get you hooked on something. Now, give me Romans 15:4 first, brother.
Come. Romans chapter 15 and verse 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning.
Stop. It said it was written for our learning. The word afore is the prefix, meaning before in time and order. So what was written before Paul? The Old Testament. The reason I brought that out is because a lot of you cats try to say and try to get out that, the Old Testament don't matter. You a stinking, filthy liar. The Old Testament does matter, man. It's going to teach you. When you learn something, you're being taught something. It's going to teach you who to be around, who not to be around. And don't be around no witches and wizards. A lot of y'all like that cat Lil Wayne. You love the way he hip hop and rap and all that, right? He made a comment, weed and syrup for life. And he had his witches in the kitchen stirring up something like that there. He said one of his raps. You know what I mean? But here's what God said about witches and wizards, man. You understand? Give me Leviticus 19:31. Give me that scripture right there, because you have to understand it's time to really separate yourself from all this filth out here in this world, man. All the evil out here in this world. Like we talked about earlier in the show, you can't even ride this anywhere in Philly or in any suburb near Philly. You riding around in your car with the window down, you gonna get a smell of weed gonna hit your car like the person inside of the car with you. And they act like it's common. You know what I mean? Like it's okay, you gotta accept that. That's being pushed by witches and wizards on our people, man. And the only way to really realize it and know it is to come into I.S.U.P.K. That's how you're going to be taught these things and how to change your life, man. You understand me? Now, you got it for me, brother?
Call it what, sir.
Read. Now, this is that cat Joe Rogan and all the other ones out there sniffing weed, sniffing coke, sniffing heroin, shooting heroin, or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? All that. Go ahead.
Leviticus chapter 19 and verse 31. Regard not them that have familiar spirits.
Go ahead.
Neither seek after wizards.
Seek after what?
Wizards.
A wizard is a male witch. You understand? That's what it is, a male witch. All your drug dealers. You understand? Go ahead.
Sir. To be defiled by them.
To be what?
Defiled by them.
You're going to be defiled by them, man. Then they're going to sell you that potion. You're going to defile yourself.
That's it.
You want to get you some nose candy or nose beer, and you're going to defile yourself, man. Following after the other nations. Why you smoke weed? The other nations smoke weed. That's why you do it. Why you smoke coke? They smoke coke, so you smoke coke. That's where it comes from. Most of your culture and your heritage in this land of our oppressor is come from the other nations. And you got to stop following and doing what they say do, man. That's the point of learning that you a Hebrew Israelite. Knowing you part of these 12 tribes. You're going to know that God gave you a history and heritage to come back to and then separate yourself from these philosophies and doctrines out here. That's it, sir.
God, give him a hug, man. And if I can, and it's heavy, they call it a nose beer, because our oppressor, man, he's a different kind of animal. Like we drink beer. Beer is fine. Beer is lawful. He take the whole keg of beer and turn it upside down with a thick ass straw leading right to his mouth, and he sucked the whole keg down. That's how he drink beer. So to call that nose beer, boy, that's how much coke and heroin they putting up in that schnauzer up there, snorting every goddamn thing, every crumb, every speck. You understand? The scriptures say in Isaiah 30:12 that we despise the word and we trust in oppression, man. Like the general brought out. Our oppressor tell us weed is delicious, heroin is delicious, and we eat it up. Black and Hispanic, we still don't know what fentanyl is. We don't know where it comes from. What the hell is fentanyl? Why is it popping up all of a sudden? We don't do no research. You don't give a damn. Why? Because your oppressor say it's delicious and it gets you high, so you get down with it. But like the general brought out, our oppressors say don't take the vaccine, and black people like, no, I ain't taking that. I don't know what's in that. I don't know what's in that. You don't know what's in. You ain't never know what's in nothing you're putting in your body ever. ever. And now I'll wait and see. I don't know about the vaccine. I ain't taking that needle. Y'all take that needle if you want. That's full of Satan and whatever they say was in that vaccine. The cat, dog, frog, whatever. You don't care. You don't care. You still don't know it. I bet if I should start a rumor or where fentanyl come from. I should scare you. Maybe I'll say some lies. They tell you fentanyl got little rat, cat, and dog in it. Maybe you'll still take it. Yeah, of course. You'll still take the goddamn fentanyl. So that's it. You just trust your oppressor more than you trust God, more than you trust the men of God. Slug.
Absolutely.
Slug, sir. If I may, everybody knows that Lil Wayne, he was on like pills and different things like that, right? So a lot of people started popping them pills, like the younger generations, of course, that didn't even know about it. So now, all those people from that generation who couldn't afford their pill habit,
right,
because it got expensive,
right,
all of them are now down Kensington, what they call K&A,
in Philadelphia,
in Philly, which is famous for
open
people
air
that
drug zone.
count on one con, sir. And now those same people that go down Kensington, a lot of them aren't even on heroin, which they think they're on. They're on fentanyl. I knew a brother who thought he was on heroin till he tried to get off of it. And when he went to the clinic to go to the rehab, they tested him. They said, "You're not even on heroin." He's like, "You got fentanyl in your system. We can't even take you." Dang. So he's stuck out in the streets from following.
Keep getting high, huh?
Count on one kind from following people that follow the oppressor. Lil Wayne loves the oppressor, started doing everything for the oppressor. Now his people following him led down that path, have no way to get out of it, because now they stuck in a situation where they not even on a drug they thought they was on, so they can't even get the help they need. Same thing with Cardi B. She said that her children don't even listen to her music, so they lead us down the same path.
That's right.
But they try to get away from it, or they got the money to get off of it, and we stuck on it. We stuck trying to follow, just like you were saying, General. I was stuck trying to follow something that comes from the oppressor. When the oppressor, he can get off of it. They got them little things that they can go to, them little shelters and housing things that they can go to get off of these drugs. But we stuck on it and stuck in the system trying to follow the oppressor, trying to be cool, taking opioids, taking pills, fentanyl in the weed now. Nobody gonna stop smoking weed. And they know what fentanyl do to you. They ain't everybody gonna keep smoking weed. They don't even care, because we lost, just like you were saying, sir, following the oppressor, and now we stuck in a terrible situation.
General, it's a cat in Philly that was a drug addict that changed his life. He might be a lawyer right now. And what is his name? You got to help me out with this. Who is this lawyer that used to be a heavy drug addict, but now he a lawyer now? And got commercials on the radio the whole night. I met this sister. She told me. I said, who? I can't think of his name right now, but he a famous lawyer, like how Murad said. You out there doing drugs, trying to be like your oppressor. Let me say something to you. You are the Lord's chosen people. You don't think God gonna punish you for what you're doing is wrong? Yeah, he gonna punish you. He ain't gonna punish other nations. They can go get high, sell drugs, be drug addicts, change their life, go lead Fortune 500 companies. You're not.
There you go.
The Most High is going to punish you for the evil that you have done. You can't be like how our oppressor be. You got it? You find him yet? It's a cat. He got a commercial, man. What's the commercial cat?
He's a Jake?
No, he an oppressor.
He's an oppressor?
Yeah, he's the Lord.
And he did all the commercials?
Okay, he got a commercial out for his law business.
I don't know.
God, who is this cat's name?
I just sent you something, Mara. Go ahead. It'll come back to you, Howard. Let's go ahead and move on until it comes back to you.
Yeah, come on. The point being is that
I'm sorry, Mara wanted to tell you something.
Go ahead, Mara.
If I could, sir, during my slavery, I think I said this on a feast day during my slavery. It was an oppressor, that I had to deal with during the slavery. He was like, "Man, I've been homeless forever, man. I was on drugs." He said one day, I just got tired. I just shaved my face. He said, "Man, I went and got a job making $22 an hour. I'm over people. I don't even know what the hell I'm doing." So just to say, like, they shave their face, go get a job, and still be on drugs. Oh, this is another key thing he said. He said, man, my whole life I just put stuff on a resume, man. I never did it before. Nobody even checks. Like he was just telling me, and now he's over. He got a good job too.
Gonna be your boss,
and he's the boss, and he still is a active drug addict and was homeless and did exactly what I heard a brother I.S.U.P.K say on the street before. All you gotta do is put on a suit and shave your face. He was telling me he did it.
Yeah. Getting high is for oppressors. That's them. And in our minds, we think that being a drug addict is black or Hispanic. We think, I'm an N-word. I get high sometimes. I smoke blunts. Being a drug addict is one of the most, oppressive. It is something that an oppressor would do. It is a main character trait of an oppressor. I sent Mirage something real fast to further enlighten you on this point. Check this out. Now, this cat is a Navy SEAL. Does everybody get me, right? Okay. He is what every white person, every oppressor thinks is the ideal American. You can't get better than him. He walks down the street and everyone says, thank you for your service. He's a Navy SEAL. You can't get more patriotic than him. You can love your country more than him. Now play this, please. This is on TikTok again. Can I do it or not? Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Do you remember what you said?
No.
You don't realize it, but God's always around you. You said, look at all the good things that are happening to you. Look at the impact you're making on the...
Right there.
How could you not see that? And I just kept saying, I was like, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. And you said, the reason you can't believe it is because...
His name is James Helm, top dog lawyer.
And he's an Edomite. He's an
Edomite. That used to be a full-out drug addict. Now he got a law business that's making millions. They got a commercial with a cat dude. Top dog law.
I don't doubt it, and it's commonplace when it comes to oppressors. Yeah. This Navy SEAL house said he did some drug called DMT. I don't even know what the hell that is. DMT. He said he did it, and he saw God. He talked to God on some drug called DMT. You can look up Navy SEAL sees God on DMT, and everyone can go look at it at home. Here's what you have to understand. When you're a drug addict and when you're getting high, that is the influence of another people alive in you. That is their influence. That's their culture. And you are keeping it up and letting it destroy your culture. Next story, Uday.
Trump calls criminal charges against him Banana Republic indictments.
This is Donald Trump. Here we go again. I thought going to jail and getting arrested was black. I thought that was something that all black people do. That's a real black thing, to go to jail and get arrested. It is not. All of the flaws in our people. This is something, brother, that took me so long to understand because of the self-hatred that we all grow through as being blacks and Latinos, right? We think that every negative thing about us is inherent to our life and our culture. And we think the good things that we aspire to are from other people's culture. Like if you go to college, you know what that is? That's white. That's what the other people do. He's going to college. If you get out of your neighborhood, that's what you should do, because this black neighborhood is full of wrong things and bad things. But if you can learn to travel and get out of your neighborhood, that's what the other people do. And your whole life being black or Latino is trying to fight black and Latino culture and be more like your oppressor's culture. And if you could completely flee from black and Latino culture and be more like an oppressor, you'd be a better person. You'd have a better life. Here's what I learned under Commanding General YAHANNA. The good things about blacks and Latinos, the virtue in our blood comes from us. It does not come from the other nations. It doesn't come from black people. The charity, the kindness, the scholarship, all of that is black. All of that is Latino. The way that we're not selfish, the way that we're kind, the way that we're loyal. That is black. That is Latino. But when you are greedy, when you're a drug addict, when you go to jail, when you're a criminal, when you don't care about your crime and what your crime does to your community, you're like Donald Trump now. Now you're like Donald Trump. Donald Trump has the quality that all of us think is black. He does not care what his selfishness or what his lust does to the people that follow him.
Right.
He doesn't care. All he cares about is his own desire. You thought drug dealers came up with that on their own. That is how our oppressor is.
Yeah.
Now, Donald Trump is getting arrested and going to jail, hopefully, because he is a selfish criminal. That's not black culture. That's our oppressor's culture. Everyone understands. You want to say something, you die? Next story.
Sketchy Seafood. Texas man passes away after contracting flesh-eating bacteria from raw oysters.
So y'all gonna learn one way or another.
Yeah.
One way or another, you're gonna learn. This cat is dead. Why? For breaking the commandments of God.
Right.
That's why he's dead. This man in Texas is, I can't say it. He's unalive. There's alive, and then there's what he is.
Yeah.
That's different than alive. Oh, you got to know the difference.
I understand.
Okay, he's not alive.
Yeah.
Why? Because he broke the commandments of God. How long have we said this? And the Bible says because judgment tarry, sinners believe that they can continue living an evil life.
That's right.
Well, his judgment did not tarry.
No.
He was unalived after he slurped down that unclean mollusk. He was unalive. Read it again, Yediah.
Khan, sir. Sketchy Seafood.
Sketchy seafood. What's sketchy seafood? Shellfish. Shellfish. When people eat shellfish, you really got to go through so many checks. You got to look at the thing and make sure it's alive before you kill it. You got to watch it. You got to know this. You got to know that. Because you're trying to skirt death. You're trying to skirt being unalive every time you eat a shrimp. Because the thing can kill you. So the thing can unalive you. So you have to make sure. Is it this? Where'd you get it from? Is it clean? I mean, is it fresh? Oh, it got to be fresh. It got to be from a reputable place. Because you're trying to run away from judgment. The Most High God made it unlawful to eat shellfish. Shellfish is unlawful to eat. It is not food. Calling a shellfish food is like calling a bat in China food. It's not food. It's something that if you eat it, you're going to cause a plague to run wild all over the whole planet. That's where the COVID-19 virus comes, from eating bats in Wuhan, China, and pangolin, which is an adorable little thing. I saw that pangolin. I said, whoever eats him is just a cruel bastard. You cruel. And you those pigs is adorable too. Them little piglets, that's a pet, man. That little piglet. And later on, I believe they have those pigs as people. What those pigs? People keep them like dogs. Okay. The pot-bellied pig, man. That pig is a charming, adorable thing, man. He in your house eating up the food, happy, scratching his belly. He's like a dog or a pet. Meanwhile, you're eating that adorable piglet, man, that wants nothing but to be your pet and eat your garbage for you and be nice to you. Show me a picture of that pangolin, man. These people was eating. Looking like the nicest little animal in the damn world. Well, and here you are. You're eating everything that the Most High God said not to eat.
Yep.
A clam is not food. A bat is not food.
Yep.
An armadillo, a pangolin. These things are not food. Rats are not food. Cats are not food. Oysters are not food. They're not for you to eat. Okay. Humans can't eat these things. And this is in the book of Leviticus, man. I think the 7th chapter or the 9th. Say again? The 11th chapter. Where the Most High God gave us, look at this, Maya. Come on, who wants to eat this thing here? He got a hard shell on him, trying to make his way through the forest. Look at that thing right there, Maya. God. You look at that and put salt on him and eat him. Yeah, that's a terrible thing. God, that's where COVID comes from. Lord knows how you wanted to eat that.
God.
I don't even understand it. In that forest, that's the thing you got to eat. And these things were prized to eat. Who can guess why? Who can guess why the Chinese believe that you must eat this thing? If you understand Chinese people, then you'll get the answer. I'll give you 5 seconds. Here I come. Because it makes your penis hard, Mayak. Everything in China makes your penis hard.
Yeah.
You know what makes your penis hard? Tiger. Show me rooms full of dead tigers because it makes your penis hard. Brother, do you know the tigers are almost gone? Because somebody said that eating that tiger makes you like a tiger in the bed. Oh, that rhino, he can forget about it. That rhino got that big horn, which reminds a Chinese person of everything he doesn't have. They are wiping out the rhino. There ain't no more rhino because somebody said rhino horn makes your penis hard. And that is the entire black market for exotic animals. Killing them, unaliving them, because they're supposed to make your penis hard. Look up, dude, why the tiger is being killed for their penises. And that's everything. Now, the pangolin, somebody said it makes your penis hard. Brother, that wet market is full of pangolin. Everybody's buying them. Everybody needs it. Come to find out, the pangolin has this funny little illness in it that crosses over to humanity. And then about 3 million people died. I could be lowballing that number for the COVID-19 virus. Well, how many people have to be unalive before you give up oysters? Give them up. Give up oysters because you're going to be unalived over oysters. You're going to be unalived over lobster, over crab. You people out there love crab too much too. And the Most High is going to start to unalive you over that stinking crab. You got to eat 50 of them to get any feeling at all because there's no meat in the thing because it's not food at all.
And General, there's something inside that they call dead man.
God,
It's something in the crab they call dead man. And they still eat the shit.
Yeah, that's the problem, man. Okay, they call it dead man. It's in the crab. And they suck it and eat it. Look at the poor tiger. Let me see that tiger again, man. See, me and Ty Ward father taught us to love animals up. Yeah. That ain't right up.
Yeah.
That shit is not right, my out to do that tiger. So you can have sex with your wife. You got to kill every tiger. 60 Minutes did a report. I thought you was going to find that. Brother, they went into a room, nothing but tiger heads in the room. Tiger head, that's just a sick tiger. But they went, you got to go to the black market for selling tigers.
John C. said there's a erectile dysfunction pill called Rhino.
No.
The rhinos.
Well, the rhinos are running for their lives out there in Africa.
Yeah.
And listen, this is how bad the rhino industry got. The people on the reservations that have rhinos, they put the rhino to sleep and cut off his tusk. So just so nobody will kill him.
Wow.
So they cut off their tusk, knowing that if he doesn't have a tusk,
they ain't gonna mess with him.
Then they ain't gonna mess with him. And this, you can go research this. You die. Go ahead.
It's called tiger penis soup.
Oh no. No.
It's a Chinese soup prepared with tiger penis.
Come on, man.
It is typically an expensive dish due to the rarity of tiger penis.
That's the video I need. Right there, Marad. You just had it.
Come.
Buy that.
People believe.
John, do your story. Go ahead.
People believe that the dish can enhance male virility.
Virility means your rod works. You got a powerful UPK rod. It's strong and it's mighty and it's sold 1969. But the Chinese don't have that type of penis out. Put that thing back up there. What everybody seeing?
Keep it there.
Keep it. Leave it on that thing. Let everybody just focus on that. On that screen with all those tiger heads, the one you had up there earlier. There you go. Make it nice and big. That's what's happening so Chinese people can have sex. That's it. It ain't nothing special. Like I'm sure you thinking it's the ozone layer or global warming, huh? Is that what it's called? You think it's global warming, don't you? It's Chinese penises. Chinese penises are inadequate in every way. And they believe that if they can kill enough tigers, they can have sex with their woman. And it's why the rhino is gone. You don't want to leave it up on the screen. It's all right, Mariah. You could if you don't mind. It's right up there on the screen, just like that. They believe they can have sex with their wife, be with their wife, and maybe satisfy a woman one time in their life. And that's why we can't have any animals. And before you know it, we'll find out what you've done to the planet because you had to eat oysters.
Right.
What you've done to the oceans and the streams and the rivers because you had to eat oysters, you had to eat crabs. And let me tell you, dummy, something else. The thing that you like about crab is the seasoning on the crab.
Yep.
That's it. It has nothing to do with the crab. You can put that nasty Old Bay on a styrofoam cup and suck the Old Bay seasoning off of a styrofoam cup. Guess what you like about lobster? Blow my mind.
The butter.
It's the butter. That's all. This ain't magic, okay? It's the butter. Put butter on a styrofoam cup, suck the butter off the cup, and now you won't be unalived by your sin.
That's right.
You only like the seasoning on the crabs, and you only like the butter on lobster and blah, blah, blah. Save your life. Don't cause another worldwide plague. Don't do that. Why cause everyone to be unalive?
Yeah.
Because you have some fetish for strange meat.
Right.
Don't do that. That's all I can tell you, Maya.
And now they love it raw because they think they go straight to the rod.
That's why
they eat it raw. So there's
What
some
am I
commercial.
talking
Some commercial. I don't know if it's a lawful loin or what, but he got a bowl full of loins and he pours some milk in it and he just dipping it and biting it. He said, sometimes you got to take off the membrane. He dip it in the milk. And
But while he's doing that, can you find the myth about eating raw oysters and why people eat raw oysters? I think I'll give that right after Mayock says this. Go ahead, man.
Yeah.
I totally forgot that.
No, sir. And that was it. He just he ripping it. He tearing it up raw loins and dipping it in milk and just eating it. He a big ugly,
Yeah, a woman. He don't need his rod. Don't need to work because don't nobody want him. No woman wants him. You know why people eat raw oysters, Mayock? Because it makes your penis hard to eat raw oysters. Slurp them down by the dozens. What do you have? What does that say? Can you play that or no? If you can, it's fine. Everybody knows already, right? The myth is if you slurp them down and you throw hot sauce on them and lemon, you're gonna eat raw oysters and maybe you'll satisfy a woman. Here's what you got to do to make your penis hard. Focus in, everybody out there with those weak penises out there. You got to stop breaking the dietary law.
That's all.
Don't you get it?
That's all.
It's such a circle. You're eating oysters and crabs and rhino and tiger. Your diet is the reason your penis don't work. Your penis doesn't work because of the oysters, because of the shrimp, because of the crab. And once you see the crab doesn't work, you go on to Hunan looking for a tiger penis. You've got to stop. Keep the commandments. Give up all of those drugs you're doing. Stop smoking weed. Stop being an alcoholic. And you might F a woman the way a U.P.K. man does. Just so you know, idea, we effing the hell out of them. I mean, wiping them out on chicken and salad and beef and clean foods, clean foods. And we are flattening beautiful women. I mean, giving them penis out. Give a Chinese person that I have to eat 2 tigers and a rhino to even compete with how hard a U.P.K. penis is. Change your life, all right?
Yeah,
all right, go ahead.
Yeah, let me get Romans 7:1. And the reason why y'all don't do the law is because the Christian church.
That's all.
Them pastors and all the other philosophy and doctrines y'all in are teaching you that the law don't matter no more. So that's why you're eating oysters.
Yeah.
That's why that man ate that oyster and he died. Yeah, they had another one where his sister ate an oyster. Or she ate some sort of sea fish and lost her legs or arms or something. They had to cut off because of the flesh-eating bacteria.
I think we're doing that next. Go ahead.
You know what I mean? And the reason why is because you ain't doing the law of the Lord. The Bible tells you what you can and what you can't do. You know what I mean? And listen, and for all y'all naysayers, you say, well, that's the Old Testament. Why did Paul write Romans 7:1 then? I want y'all to ask yourself that question. What was the purpose of Paul saying in Romans 7:1? Read it for him, Yediah. And tell him what Paul said.
The book of Romans chapter 7 and verse 1. Know ye not, brethren, for I speak to them that know the law. For how that the law have dominion over a man as long as he liveth.
The word dominion means rulership. Yeah, I mean, it rules you as long as you live. Why did Paul say that? If your pastor was so right in what he's saying, that the law don't matter no more, that Christ's blood did away with the law, and you just pray over the food and you can eat it, how come he ain't pray with them oysters and he ain't died? Why he dead then? He prayed over them oysters. He should live, right? That's what I teach in the Christian church. All that is a lie. The Old Testament is very relevant. It's something that's going to guide you to live your life the right way. Let me tell you what Moses said, man. Go to Deuteronomy 30 and let me see. Deuteronomy 30 real quick. Give me verse 19. Because Moses said it real clear in the Old Testament. Yeah. Moses said, I call heaven to earth against you today. That if you do what's right, you're going to live. If you do what's wrong, you're going to die. And that's our plight right now, Black, Hispanic, Native Indians. You ain't doing what's right and be dying. And y'all ain't got no answer for why we dying. Well, it's right here in the records of the Hebrew Israelites. Letting you know who you are. Like your life fits this book. This book fits your life. The problem is you ain't being taught what's in the book. And if you are being taught, a lot of y'all playing games with it, man. And the Lord gonna see you on it. Read, brother.
Wakanda, the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30 and verse 19. I call heaven and earth to record this day against you.
That's what Moses is telling the children of Israel. And y'all better take heed because it's going on with you right now. To this day, 2023, right now, this us right now. Go ahead.
Wakanda, that I have set before you life and death.
Say it again.
That I have set before you life and death.
To follow the Lord's law is life, meaning you're going to live. To not follow his law is death. To eat them nasty oysters and all the other stuff that Jeanniemai and Jeanniemai are bringing out, that's death. That ain't life. Go ahead.
Wakanda, sir. Blessing and cursing.
Go ahead. And blessing and curses. Let me tell you something. Right now, we in every curse in the earth. Us. I'm talking about Black, Hispanic, Native Indians. No matter where we at. Whether North America, South America, Central America, the Caribbean islands, overseas in the UK, where we at? We under curses from the Lord. Why? We ain't doing the Lord say do, man. Like y'all playing games, following that nasty behind Christian church. Go ahead, brother.
Wakanda, sir. Therefore, choose life, that both thou and thy seed may live.
Choose life, man. You want you and your kids to live. I know when I found this truth, I was telling me certain things. I said, I want me and my kids to live. Because up until me was death to my family. I mean, gone. And I said, I want my kids to live. So guess what? I'm choosing life. I'm going to do what the Lord say do. Don't do this? Oh, okay. Can't nobody tell me about no daggone unclean food. Because I used to go to the spot in North Philly and I got out my slave like 1 o'clock, 12 o'clock at night and got me like 2 dozen of them fried shrimp from that cat. What's that cat name that had the club down there?
Booker.
Booker, that's it, Jim. That's where I went right there. Booker. Yes, sir. I was down there all the time. Yes, sir. Right. I was there all the time. With the sauce and all that. But when I found out in the Bible, the Lord said, don't eat that. Oh, that was done. I mean, I cut that cold turkey. What no, oh, I got issues. Oh, man, I hear you. Ain't no issue. It's over. And that's how you got to be. Y'all got to stop playing games and making excuses. Like, don't you see in any place where we live, we dying at a very high rate? I mean, our blood literally is running red in the streets. I mean, that's literal. Yeah. More of us dying in a land called America, in our precious land, than what died in the Afghanistan war, Iraq war.
That's right.
And y'all don't see the problem? The problem is you've been taught wrong in that Christian church. You ain't been taught right. Now it's time for you to come home, to get in the I.S.U.P.K classes, and get taught the right way, so now that you may have life. Damn right. You and your children. Damn That's it, sir.
That's a good one. You know what else? That all falls in the lap of our oppressor also. Because he teaches us that those things are good. Like the pork is what they call it, the other white meat. They call it the other white meat. The other stuff, they got names too for it. Esau give it pretty names and make Blacks and Hispanics think that all that stuff is good. Although even sometimes the science show you that that's not healthy. That's not healthy. And a lot of you Christians out there, you know in the Bible it says don't eat this, but you in a conflict. Like, all right, I know the Bible says don't do it, but I know my God is a loving God, and my oppressor, boy, that show I saw, he made them pork loins look wonderful, and with the flavor, and then so you go ahead and say, I'm gonna go on and eat it. God know my heart, and there you go. Because of that church, because they teach you not to listen to the laws of God, like Jeanniemai said. So it's a whole combination of how I'm obeying the oppressor more than I'm obeying God, even though I see clearly what God is saying. So there you go.
Mirage.
Khan, sir, if I may, just to help out Jeanniemai's point, if I may, just to piggyback,
go ahead.
This is Google. I mean, everybody knows about Google. This is what Google said. There, it's just a myth. There is simply no scientific evidence that that these tender sea dumplings help maintain erections, improve stamina, or enhance arousal.
Talking about oysters.
Kind.
Yeah, what was that precept you pulled, Haas? That was a good one.
Which one, sir?
That one you pulled in Deuteronomy.
Deuteronomy 30 and 19.
That's an outstanding. I'm gonna save it as soon as I get a chance. That was an outstanding. That's telling you how to live out. Let me tell you, life is such a proactive process. That's life. The Day of Atonement is coming up this year. I think Day of Atonement is Sunday or Monday. Am I wrong? When is it? Sunday, 7 p.m. Sunday at sundown is the Day of Atonement. The Day of Atonement is the day commanded by God and reaffirmed by Christ that every well-bodied person has to not eat and not drink for an entire day, for 24 hours. From sundown to sundown, no food and no water for every able-bodied person. And at the end of Day of Atonement, at that moment, all of us will understand how important it is to be proactive, to live. You've been through that feeling before. Some of you know it better than others. Imagine if you went 3 days without water. Imagine if you were on an island and you had no water. Can you imagine how hard you would fight to find water? If you were on an island for 3 weeks, a month with no food, can you imagine how you'd be hunting and looking and finding vegetables or herbs that you could eat, animals that you were allowed to eat? If you were starving to death and dying of thirst, you would be absolutely proactive to find water and to find food. That feeling is what keeps people alive. That feeling of, I have to find water. I have to get water. I don't have a choice. Where is water? Where can I get water? Do I dig a hole? Do I go to a stream? You would search, and the drive would be so inherent in you to survive. If you could remember that, you could give up weed, because it's the same muscle. That thing inside you that says, I don't want to die. I don't want my children to be unalive. I don't want to lose my life. I'm giving up cocaine. I'm giving up shrimp. I'm giving up shellfish. I'm giving up crime. It's the desire inherently in all of us that wants to live. And you'll feel that feeling if you've been without water for 3 days. You're going to feel it like, where's water? Where's water? How can I find water? Many of you that have never been through the Day of Atonement, right around 5:30, oh, you're going to know. You're going to feel a feeling like water, 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 water. Harness that. Remember it, which is why it's a law in the Bible, so that you can suffer and know what suffering is.
That's right.
That feeling, if you could harness it, control it, and use it when necessary. Oh, you can give up shrimp. You can give up weed. You can give up prostitution. You could give up anything to survive.
That's right, sir.
Everyone understands.
Yes, sir.
You die. Give Howes the flesh-eating bacteria story. I believe we have it, right? Am I wrong? That's how he died. Ain't that some?
But it was another one I saw today about a sister, sister who ate some flesh bacteria, and so they said she lost her legs and her arms.
I don't remember, but I thought it was two different, but maybe he'll know.
The point is like how Jeanniemai said, man. It's time for y'all to change our life, man. Like, stop playing games and change. Stop eating the stuff I hear that's disgusting and nasty, man. Because your oppressor said so.
No, go, you there?
Oh, come on.
Okay, go ahead.
It says, San Jose mom loses arms and legs after eating fish contaminated with flesh-eating bacteria.
Nasty. Does it say what kind of fish?
It says, it was tilapia, but it was contaminated with something else.
Okay, that's just God knows where they're getting that mess from. Who knows how she died, but that flesh-eating bacteria, that's another terrible goddamn illness, brother. It's on all kinds of unclean fish. And what was giving everybody flesh-eating bacteria a few years ago? Go ahead.
Monkeypox, was that
I think that sounds right. Something about that monkeypox or something. And monkeypox is, of course, caused from people eating monkeys.
Yeah.
Eating monkeys, and the disease jumps to the monkey and then jumps on every damn thing. And now this case is on tilapia, and it starts with some monkeypox disease in Africa. And before you know it, it jumps and it jumps and it jumps. And now it's on the hands of the person that works at the fish market. Now it's on his hands. And now he touches your tilapia, and now you got the flesh-eating bacteria. Go ahead.
Kind of tilapia was contaminated from the oysters, sir.
There you go.
A cross-contamination at the seafood market.
Read that for everyone.
Wow.
Kind at least 3 people, 2 in Connecticut and 1 in New York, have died after being exposed to Fabrio Phenacopus this summer, and a man in Texas died after contracting the bacteria from eating raw oysters.
See that? So damn near. So now the bacteria, he's eating the raw oysters, but he works at the fish market. So now he has the bacteria. It's just like a cold or anything else. If you got a cold or the flu, you go work in a fish market somewhere, work in a factory where they make salad. You're going to put your bacteria on the salad. And now people will eat salad and now die. Why? Because you eat oysters and you eat monkeys and you eat pangolin and you eat bats. And now the thing is just everywhere because some idiot is eating something he should not eat. It's a terrible and selfish thing to do. Yeah. And it caused the COVID-19 virus, breaking the dietary law of God. It caused one of the greatest plagues in history, breaking the dietary law of the book of Leviticus.
I don't want to scare everybody, but I just heard a story. This is just one McDonald's. I'm talking about one McDonald's. Somebody, sister said, man, they was cooking, I guess, bacon for breakfast or whatever they put on some of their sandwiches.
Okay.
And then, was done with the bacon and then was getting the hamburgers ready. Sister said, ho. Where's your scraper to scrape that bacon oil off of the grill? He said, oh, we don't have that. We just put the burgers on. And they go on and throw the burgers on the grill. You know what I'm saying? With the pork juice. Yeah. This is one McDonald's.
That's just one. I ruin everybody's chicken. He gonna ruin chicken nuggets for everybody.
No Big Mac.
Nobody gets a chicken nugget, a cheeseburger, nothing. Damn. Listen, ask the cat about the scraper. That's a good. Whoever did that was right, man.
You know what I mean?
You go in there and say, hey, homie, where's the scraper at for the damn for the grill?
You more have used the scraper.
Hit that thing with some water. Even the Chinese, hit that thing with a little hot water. Or you give me my BL, whatever they eat.
Start a play. Start a play.
He started the damn COVID-19 play. That's a wise sister. Whoever you said, a woman, right?
Yeah.
That's wise. Stop breaking the dietary law of God, all right? Don't kill it. Don't unalive everybody because you're too lustful to give up oysters. You die. Next story. Mariah, you let me know when. Let's go. Go ahead. Whatever one you wanted to start with, I'm fine with.
Wakan, sir. Jeanniemai admits Jeezy called out her anger issues and resurfaced clip after rapper files for divorce.
Yeah, Jeanniemai is the woman that was married to young Jeezy. I never understood why anyone would want a woman as ugly as this woman was. This was a pie-faced, ugly human being, Mayak. Her name is Jeanniemai. and she was married to the rapper Young Jeezy. And Mayak, they would proud. Look at them. Show me. Look at them, Mayak. Oh, they would glory. They were so glorious, Mayak. They would be on every TV show, being the perfect couple of all couples.
The filing comes roughly 2 years after the couple had daughter Monica.
Can I say her ethnicity? Huh? You sure? She was from the Hunan province. Let's just call her a Hunan. She was from Wuhan, China. And Young Jeezy thought he had a China doll, Maya. Oh, he was so proud of her. Look at him, Maya. When did that become gangster? You know, I don't understand this gangster thing.
Rush Hour 2.
Yeah.
Jackie Chan. Remember the black guy was doing the Tiger Kung Fu with Jackie Chan? That's where it came from.
I'm finding it. I need somebody who's a gangster in rap to explain to me what a gangster means. Because I'm not understanding who's gangster. How is a gangster to be a happily married man and walk around with your Chinese wife like you're Bill Huxtable, like you're like you're Cosby, a Cosby family? He's supposed to be in the streets, tearing up tail, isn't he? He's supposed to be chasing women and having 100 women and having sex with them, pouring champagne on them. Meanwhile, Jeezy is with his Chinese wife every day at the PTA meetings at the private school. That ain't gangster. And another thing, since I'm on the topic. When gangsters, any gangsters in the chat room, please tell me this. You know how many gangsters I battle, right? And this happens all the time. I battle a Crip, I battle a Blood, I battle a Vice Lord, I battle a gangster disciple. Do you know what each and every one of them has told me for the last 7 years? I'm not racist. I go, what? You shoot people. You're not racist. Why is it that people who shoot people and sell drugs still are against being racist? You know what else they say? This is what a gangster says. He's a Crip and a Blood. A Whack 100 is another one that does this. Now he's a gangster, a Blood. You know what he says? I got nothing against gay people. You got something against people who wear blue. Are you telling me you as a gangster, you are not homophobic? You shoot people for wearing the wrong color. Why is it that gangsters are so cultured and so liberal in their minds? This cat shoots people and goes to jail. Yeah. Hey, Whack 100, how you feel about gays? I got a lot of gay friends. Oh, Jesus. Oh, thank you. I got a lot of alternative lifestyle friends. I have nothing. You got nothing against gay people. You got nothing against alternative lifestyle people. But if he wore blue shoelaces, you would shoot him? How is that gangster to not be racist and to not be homophobic? If you're gangster, why would you draw the line with gay people and with racism when you literally shoot people for nothing? I need someone to explain, someone that's a Crip out there or Blood. Bring me home to make me understand this, because how is Jeezy a gangster rapper parading around with a Chinese wife at a PTA meeting? What's gangster about that? You know what I think I know, Maya? I think the only real gangsters left are Commanding General YAHANNA's men.
I think
we're the last gangsters on earth. We got 5 women. We're always in a nightclub all the time. We're with the brothers. We're drinking liquor, and people are terrified of us. I think we're the last gangsters. I think there are no gangsters but the Israelite school of UPK.
Hell, it's 10 years plus. I remember at camps, where the cat would be like, F y'all niggas, man. I'll kill all y'all. Y'all don't know who I am. I'll kill all y'all, you racist niggas. Like, what?
Brother, let me tell you. That's I need to study him, because I need to understand how you shoot people if they're wearing the wrong color, if they're from a different neighborhood. But you would never hate someone for the color of their skin. I don't understand it. And you support gays and you have a gay friends. You sound very evolved and liberal when it comes to gays and white people. Why don't you? Why?
Like there's some wrong thing you wouldn't do.
I mean, why that? Like, Nina, why is it? If you from 63rd Street, I'll shoot you. Now, if you gay, I got no problem with the gays. That you got to explain that to me.
Like you crossed the line with that.
Come on, man. Just tell me or talk to me. Explain to me that logic on how you become so evolved when it comes to the LGBT community and people who are white and people who are Chinese. And why doesn't any of that liberal mindset help you when somebody is wearing blue shoelaces or when somebody is from another neighborhood? I got to move on because that don't make my brain hurt. What do you have in here? This is young Jeezy. So now the woman, Jeezy left her. Is that right? So the marriage is not perfect. It's not the type of woman that we all should be looking for. Let me tell you black people out there something. 4 years. How long is this, Mayak? It might be for 25 years. I've been hearing that Chinese women are easier to deal with than black women.
Yeah.
I have heard this for 25 years at least. I might have heard it in high school. It might go back 35, 40 years. I've been hearing you got to get a Chinese woman. Why? Because they're so submissive. They're so submissive. A Chinese woman will do whatever you want her to do. She's not a bitch like that black woman. No, the black woman doesn't listen. The black woman doesn't obey you. The Hispanic woman is too crazy. But the Chinese woman, she says, yes, sir. No, sir. Have some food, sir. She has your slippers for you. I've heard this lie about Chinese women probably for 40 years. Probably. You die.
Con, sir. We still hear it too, sir. Like,
do you?
Because today, you know what I mean, you got a lot of brothers, you know what I mean, that joined this movement called the Passport Bro movement.
I've heard of it.
I got a homie in the world. Like he called me one day from the Philippines and told me about what's the word? About his extradites over there, of him tricking over there, spending all his money, talking about how they're more traditional, they're more that. And I'm like, brother, you just over there spending your money, running you dry to get that green card.
Yeah, they think that the submissiveness of the prostitute is because the prostitute is a good person when she's an employee. She's being paid like a waitress to agree with you. Right. It's not because she's a good person, but she is being paid to fulfill some submissive fantasy in your mind. And you're paying her for her to fulfill that. Ichinawa-san. 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 You go over there and give her $1,000. And you think because the bitch is bowing and, yes, Ichinawa-san, let me help you. You think, boy, these Asians are really wonderful. You're paying the bitch out. She's being paid to do that. It is a lie. Let me hear, what's her name, Missy May? Ellie, what's the broad's name here, the Chinese woman? Let Jeanniemai tell you the truth about Asian women. Would you like to hear her say it? What's her name again? Jeanniemai. Let Jeanniemai tell you who Asian women really are, so you can get rid of your fantasy about these submissive little tiny feet, little tiny hands, Asian women who are going to do what you tell them to do and never question your authority. Read it.
Jeanniemai admits Jeezy called out her anger issues.
Now, what issue?
Anger issues.
What you say Chinese women have what?
Anger issues.
Wait. Jeanniemai is saying Jeezy left her over what issue?
Called her out on her anger issues.
Because she didn't have the dinner done on time.
Anger issues.
Because she didn't bring him his slippers when he came home.
Anger issues.
Because when he came home, she didn't bow deep enough. Is that what you're saying?
Anger issues.
Come to find out, Haz Maya, there's bitches in the Chinese community too. Damn, who knew?
Yeah.
Surprise. I thought only my sister was a bitch.
Surprise.
I thought only my mother was a bitch. Come to find out, there are other women besides black women who have anger issues.
Okay.
Lo and behold, that's why they get divorced just like people in America.
Okay.
That's why they have abortions just like people in America. You believe propaganda about yourself. And you think Chinese women are these women who have so much patience and they're so kind and they never get upset and all they want to do is perform oral sex on you as soon as you come home. That is a myth and a lie that spread through Asian prostitution. That's not true. Jeanniemai knows why Jeezy left her, because she was an angry bitch. Please, keep going.
Kana Wakan, sir. Kana Wakan. It says, many want to know why Jeezy and Jeanniemai are getting divorced 2 years after saying I do in a private ceremony.
2 years? I didn't even know they was married just 2 years. They was on my phone every day at some gala event, at the PTA meetings, acting like they was the best couple that ever existed. Meanwhile, they've been married 2 years, flaunting their marriage in front of us as if we all have to be like him and we all need to go get a submissive Chinese woman. 2 years? Keep going.
Kana Wakan, sir. But neither party addressing the split publicly. Fans and critics alike have resorted to speculating about their relationship dynamics and dreaded up old clips in search of clues. The Leave You Alone rapper filed for divorce on September 20.
Do we have the clip? I saw the clip when she said it. She said that she's a loud and angry, and her other man, who was a white man, she didn't even know she was doing it until she married Jeezy. She didn't even understand. And then she said, because my mother was like this, and my aunts were like this, and I didn't even know that I had this problem until I married Jeezy. But that's the myth that only black women have attitude problems. Let me give you another saying that comes from, oh my God, no Lex up here, right?
No, sir.
I think this is from late Greece. Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. That is not from the 70s in Harlem. That's a saying from Greece, from Europe, from Chaucer or somebody in the damn 1800s. From some white man who did poetry back in the damn turn of the century of the 1700s. Come to find out, every woman has a problem. Every woman can be a bitch. Every woman can have an anger problem. But here's the beautiful thing about black and Latino women. They're our women. They're our wives. They're our mothers. They're our sisters. So if I have to deal with a problem, I'll deal with one from my woman. From a woman from my family. Let the Chinese man argue with his bitches.
Right.
Let the white man argue with his bitches.
God.
Hell hath no fury. Like, tell me where that saying came from, someone. Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned.
You know, why they looking for it, right?
Go ahead.
This is what a lot of y'all don't know this. But a lot of cats who's in the military know this.
Oh, Lord.
The Philippines was a spot to go to.
Yikes.
The story, I never been to the Philippines. When I was in the world, I wanted to go because the stories you heard of all the prostitution, the things they did, you know, they said they had this one spot where she twirled down in a basket.
Yikes.
And
it wasn't fit for TikTok, whatever they
because it's a hole in the basket.
Yikes.
And it twirls. Y'all can get a picture, right? Yikes. It twirls. That's all they talked about. They wanted to go back and get more. Like, that's what was over there. Nothing but that prostitution. And they was whoring themselves out. Can I say that word? Oh, I'm sorry.
Prostitution, how about that word? No go? Damn.
They was doing things for money.
Yes, sir.
With soldiers at a very high rate.
That's right.
To where that's all soldiers talked about.
That's right.
That's all they talked about was that.
Forget about it.
You know what I mean? And the Philippines was like, rough with it.
And then they come home and say, Chinese women, they're so submissive. Chinese women want to obey you. If you give them $500, sure.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't?
Yeah,
Everybody does.
God.
What do you have, you die?
It says
you have the what?
The proverb is based from a line in the play The Mourning Bride by William Comgrave.
Did it tell you when it came out? That's 1697. Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. Hell hath no fury. You see, it's not just black women. You see, that's a myth. That we believe. That's not true. And we look at white women like, if I could just get a white girl, she would do everything I tell her to do. She would never take my money in court. She would never get divorced with me. She would just perform oral sex on me when I came home. And that is not true, White, who you think is getting divorced in America?
Right.
White women.
God.
They divorce their husbands. They beat them up like a white woman beat up Tiger Woods. They call the police on you when you've done nothing wrong. Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. So you're going to go through some things to be with anybody. Here's the good news about your woman. She's your problem, not someone else.
Damn right.
She's your responsibility to train and to get her to get on her knees and thank the Most High for you every day, and to convince her through good behavior and through a life of devotion that it's better to have peace in the home.
Damn right.
She's your problem. The Chinese woman is not your problem. The white woman is not your problem. Let a Chinese man, a white man handle that.
I was gonna say, you bring me back to memory. I mean, this way back, they show you how General Muhammad, the Lord always gave him wisdom. You know what I'm saying? I don't remember if it was just before the truth, or maybe it was right after we came in the truth. We out, me, General, a couple other guys, we roll with, we club hopping, going past the club. We walk past an Edomite club, right? And we just looking in. And one of the drunk Edomites, he come up and say, "Yo, dudes, why don't y'all come on in and party with us? We got all the bitches here." And it was like, when he said bitches, he was letting us know there were black women here. You know what I'm saying? It was that vibe when he said, "We got all the bitches here." And Muhammad immediately beat the rest of us to the punch. He said, wait a minute. What bitches you talking about? He said, huh? He said, what bitches? Where the bitches are? Who's a bitch? He said, what do you mean? I'm just saying, you said you got where the bitches at? Where are they? Show me the bitches. He said, I'm talking about the women, them. And he pointed to the white girls. He said, and we was like, all right, okay. We understand.
All right, you get going.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, I'll take two.
Give me two of your bitches, then. But it was spiritual. It was like, goddamn right.
That sounds like I was in the truth back then.
You know what I'm saying? We was young.
We was young in the truth, but that was after I found Command and General YAHANNA. We was young in the school back then. Go ahead, Marah.
Salaki, sir, if I could bring something to light, this came out in 1697. So the woman who scorned, that ain't no black woman. She talking about a white woman. We was still 3/5 of a person.
Yeah. We think the only problems in a marriage are in black marriages. That's a lie. Where's Jeanniemai at? Can she say it? Or do we not have it? I got to move on to the next one.
I have it, but I don't know if we can play it.
Shit. All right, if you can't play it, you can just, everybody's probably seen it on their own. Go look it up for yourself. She's talking about how, well, my mother was like this. My sisters and my aunts were like this. I didn't even know it was wrong until my second marriage. She treated a white man like this. He just took it. They got divorced, of course.
Yeah.
This is her second marriage.
Yeah.
And then she was with Jeezy, and she was probably yelling at him and probably calling him the N-word in that house, too.
Yeah.
A lot of y'all don't know. These interracial marriages, when they argue, they use racial slurs in those marriages.
Yeah.
When they love each other until it's time to argue, then that white woman of yours is going to call you the N-word. And guess what? Here's the terrible thing. She's going to call your child an N-word, even though that's half her child. She's going to say you look like your N-word father. I knew you was going to be a dirty N-word. She's going to say that to the child that you have with her. Am I telling you something I don't know about? I handle counsels for Command and General YAHANNA. I'm telling you, it's all the time.
Yep.
It's all the time. It always happens. Yep. You can't play it, correct? Or should I move on? Next.
If I could,
go ahead.
before you go, give me October 4 and 13 real quick, Warrior. You have to understand something. What that brother did and what a lot of y'all doing out there by taking women from other nations against the Lord. No matter what you learn in the Christian church, no matter what this land pushes and promotes, it's against God. You understand me? It's against God. And a lot of that got to do with the money that brother got.
Oh.
If he was a regular cat from the hood, that would not have happened.
Please.
Our people would not have let that happen. You understand me? But now let's get into what the Bible says, right? About taking a wife of a nation that's not the children of Israel. And I don't understand, my brothers. You got all these tribes. There's 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. You got all these different flavor of sisters you can have. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Like, come on, man. Really? No. Read, brother. 4:13.
Wakana
4:13.
Wakana, book of Tobit, chapter 4 and verse 13. Now, therefore, my son.
Listen up, brothers. You are sons of the Most High Power. Yasha Allah. Go ahead.
Wakana, love thy brethren.
Love your brothers, man. And this is how you love it. You can't just say, I love my brothers by saying it. You got to show in your actions and your deeds and what you do. Go ahead.
Wakana, the sons and daughters of thy people, and not taking a wife of them, for in pride is the destruction.
See that's how you show love to your people, man, to your brothers and sisters, by taking a wife of your own people, of your own kind. That's how you show the love. No matter what society says, no matter what they push, you choose somebody from one of your nations, from the nation of Israel. You understand me? Them 12 tribes. They gonna do it. You understand? And if they don't do it, a lot of times that stuff don't last at all. How long was Jeezy married? Somebody say. How long? There you go. There you go. Continue reading again.
Wakana, sir. For in pride is destruction.
For in what?
For in pride is destruction.
He was so prideful when he married her. Pride was I don't know what. But now destruction came on that marriage. Go ahead.
Wakana, and much trouble.
And what? Oh, much what?
Much trouble.
Much what?
Much trouble.
He thought he was married like how Jeanniemai said somebody sweet, right? And nice and tender and pudding. He got in the crib where she gave him that HELL hockey sticks. You understand me? He didn't know she was like that and couldn't take it. He couldn't take what she was giving, had to leave. He caught that. Much trouble. Go ahead.
And in lewdness is decay.
Go ahead.
And great want. For lewdness is the mother of famine.
Let me tell you something, man. That's what you're going to get for dealing with these other nations, man. That's it, sir. You can drop it.
And listen, like how I said, we got 12 tribes to choose from. You like a little woman looking like that? It's tribes that look like that, huh? You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm so disappointed that a crazy ass Kanye. You know what I'm saying? He claimed to be Israel, right? Think he Israel, but he loved the hell out of that heathen, man. What's her name? Because she was beautiful. Kardashian, right? And then went to another heathen after her, right? Went right to another heathen when there's sisters out there, man, bad like that. But it's something in your mind, man. It makes you feel you don't love your brothers, like the scripture said. Like the scripture just said, you love your brothers and choose a wife of them, man, of their daughters. Because when you choose these heathens, it's like a piece of you think that you stepping up. Yeah. You upgrading yourself.
Yeah.
Because you believe your people is a little lower than them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you full of pride. Yeah. Like the scripture said, taking these heathens, man, thinking you doing better, but you're not. They ain't better than your sisters, man. It's like you do.
Can I prove your point too with the I.U.I.C, the purple pigs? The I.U.I.C believes that in heaven they will finally get their chance to have sex with white women.
Huh?
Oh, please believe it's the case. Yes. They believe that. They teach it. They teach that right now, you see, we can only have one wife. So you have to have a marriage license and marry a black woman. But in heaven, we'll finally get a white girl.
Freedom, huh?
Do you understand the type of low self-esteem you have to think in heaven you're going to get land, horses, castles, spaceships, and a white girl? Do you understand the level that puts white women on? If you can only get it in heaven, they're working to get a white girl in heaven. I.U.I.C is in the chat room. They know what I'm saying is what they teach. And this right now, there's a cat named Bishop Kenai. And he is on a tape right now on the internet saying this. You brothers, when you come into the purple truth, the biggest distraction in your life, the thing that's your biggest enemy, that's what he said, is black women. It's not the white man. He said that on the tape. And let me tell you, that is a prevailing thought in Muslim groups and in fake Israelite groups like the Purple Pigs, I.U.I.C. They think that black women are this chain around your neck that you're stuck with. But when heaven gets here, we'll all get a white girl for every man. We'll all get them. Let me tell you something, Purple Pig. You can get all the white women you want right now with a bag of crystal meth.
Yeah.
You want white girls? What you waiting on?
Yeah.
Get you a bag of crystal meth and have 10 white women tonight because they're cheap, tawdry trash. You don't need to wait till heaven to get a white girl. And this is my thing, and if you're in heaven, aren't the women in heaven the most beautiful and wonderful sisters ever? So aren't women going to heaven too? So damn, you in heaven, couldn't you take this opportunity to get a righteous black woman?
Yep.
To get a righteous Latino woman?
Yep.
But Haas, then it wouldn't be heaven. Because my heaven is about dying one day, and I get my wings, a halo, and a white girl. And that is heaven to me. You hate yourself. And you think white women are worse than the white man? I mean, black women are a worse destruction than the white man? Are you out of your goddamn mind? And they always say black woman. That's a key. They don't say women. They don't say women. The Bible says women, women. They will always say black women. Why? Because white women are good. You know, the worst thing on the earth is the black woman. Not the worst thing on the earth is women. You get my point? The Bible tells you about to be wary of women and to be careful with women and how women brought death into the world. The IUIC will say black women, they're the problem. Black women are the destruction. Black women are this. Why? Because white women are beautiful, wonderful, peaceful, don't argue with you at all. They never give you any problems. You hate yourself and you hate your sister. No problem, because the UPK, we can train the black woman, the Hispanic woman.
Bring them on.
Yeah, she has some problems. So do I. I got some problems too. So why don't we all just come together and get our problems together, work them out together, fix them together. If I have to fix a woman, I'll fix mine, not someone else's.
That's right.
I pray you understand. Come on, you die. Let's step on it. Go ahead. Somebody had their hand up. Go ahead, please.
Got on my card. If I could ask, sir, as people may or may not know, that the IUIC, the Purple Police, that their leader came out of GMS, and GMS, they said to hell with it. They're gonna rape the white woman now. They believe that you could take her now.
Prostitute now. You can just pull up a video of the IUIC saying, in heaven, we'll get to have white girls. We'll get to have them in heaven. Like you can't buy one right now on the them websites y'all go on and dial up a bitch and buy a woman on what's that website? You can what's that thing where you can get up and type on the broad and get a woman?
What is it, y'all?
I forget the name of the damn thing. Come on, y'all know it. They now know.
But Salaki, sir, if I may.
Give him a hand. They not throwing that shit out. I did it better than me.
I think I saw you die.
That's the best I ever seen it done.
I think it dies.
I mean, what's the one? You know when you buy a woman, y'all know. I damn near said something. I damn near said OnlyFans? OnlyFans, right on? Damn.
Dialogue.
Catch him out there, huh? Yeah. But you couldn't get these brothers out. They don't mess around in here. They ain't into that shit. They don't do none of that. Next story. Yeah, come. We tight the time. Go ahead. Deionsanders, you got it.
Colin Wakan, sir. Well, recently this week, Deionsanders in Boulder, Colorado defeated Colorado State. The week prior, the head coach of Colorado State, I believe his name is Jay something. This oppressor was sitting, you know what I mean, during an interview with some forum with a group of other oppressors and made the point of saying, you know what I mean, I don't care if they hear this over there up the road in Boulder. He said, my mother taught me that when I was coming up, that when I talk to grown-ups, I take my hat and my sunglasses off. And you know what I mean? Trying to come at Deionsanders for wearing his hat and sunglasses. So the entire week, Deionsanders did an interview on First Take with Shannon Sharp and Stephen Day. He made everybody wear sunglasses and a hat. Everybody in his team did. And then this is what the oppressor did during the game. You know what I mean? He had a lot of his oppressor boys at Colorado State. You know what I mean? It looked like Bounty Gate out there, sir. Like they end up injuring the 1 5-star recruit, Travis Hunter. We have the play where the devil, you know what I mean, hit him. You
And
know what I
that
mean?
coach
Illegally.
is an oppressor.
Connor Wakan, sir.
And so his team was all geared up to physically injure the players from Deionsanders' team.
Connor Wakan. They even went up early, but Deion and them ended up coming back at the end, sir, and winning in double overtime. And the brother Travis Hunter is going to be out for about 3 weeks. He had to go to the hospital and everything.
You have the play?
Connor Wakan. I said,
Check it out if you can. That's a hell of a thing, man. Listen, and Deionsanders, and when everyone says that racism is over and that racism doesn't exist anymore, look around you. Do what your grandmother didn't do. Just look around you. Just look around you. Anyone that is surprised at all by the hatred our oppressor has for black people and Latinos today, you are someone that doesn't want to know. You don't want to see it. Because in this day and age, it's obvious to see. What do you have? Go ahead, Warrior.
Fundamentals. Got to look at Sean Lewis, the offensive coordinator, moment ago downfield. Incomplete, but a flag down intended for Hunter, who took a shot afterwards by Henry Blackburn. And now some words, Shadur Sanders coming to the aid of his #1 target there.
That's it. That's his son coming over there.
Yeah, look, I'll tell you, as a former safety,
he
that's
did
a
get
very
caught,
dumb play on the part of Henry Blackburn.
That's a
Pure
terrible
sound
thing,
fundamentals.
man. And cool. And that's a
Sean
damn
Lewis,
child.
the offensive coordinator, moment ago downfield.
18 years old. Look at that hit. That's a terrible, disgusting, dirty hit. That oppressor coach, that coach who is an oppressor, taught his team to hurt them. Why? Because they're cooler than him.
Yep.
Which is what the coach is really talking about. I know I'm in the UPK under Commanding General YAHANNA. People have hated us for years for wearing sunglasses. You know how many battles I've gotten those battles? Mike, how's you know? Well, they be like, let me see your eyes. That's what they always say. They say it back in the day. They go, you can't trust them UPK niggas. They don't even show you their eyes.
And you used to try to quote a scripture.
Yeah.
Scriptures say the light of the body is in the eye.
The eyes.
And that's why they want you to see their eyes.
Let me, nigga, you seeing these sunglasses. We rock sunglasses in here. I know what Deionsanders is going through. Niggas hate us because we're cool. We can't stop being cool. We don't, it's just General YAHANNA taught us how to be cool. We rock sunglasses and braids and fringes and boots, and girls are like us. We can't stop being like this. I understand what Deionsanders is going through.
And he got the right attitude. He don't cower and
please.
say, I'm gonna take the good road. We all better wear. You want this interview? Put on shade.
Listen, the worst thing he could have done is take off his sunglasses because he's hearing the criticism of enemies. Never hear their criticism.
That's right.
Aggravate them.
Damn right.
When somebody's your enemy, aggravate them.
That's right.
If you hate sunglasses, everyone wears sunglasses. You hate that we have more than one wives? Get a shirt that says much polygamy on it.
Damn right.
And wear it. Aggravate them. If they don't like something about you, give them something more not to like.
That's one West.
That's one West.
You a cult. You a cult. Shit, I'm a cult leader.
There you go.
I'm a cult leader.
You
nigga.
call us a cult. We be cult leaders.
Yeah, right.
We aggravate our enemies.
Yeah.
We don't hear them and listen to them. Deionsanders, I get a little bit of what he's going through on the left-hand side. He's doing it for smaller stakes than I'm doing it for. I understand that.
Good.
But I do understand.
Damn right.
You die.
I was gonna say, sir, to touch on a small point that you made, the sunglasses thing. They do that in your class, and especially during my class on
Get out of
Thursdays.
here.
They be like,
They still talk about
like,
sunglasses.
they be like the light, and you need to take your shades off. But when the sisters do it, I'm like, you just want to see my face. It's okay.
That's all. Good job, Deionsanders. You're doing the right thing. Aggravate them more. Go ahead. And that can whoever that coach need to be fined for that late hit that he's teaching those kids to put on that football field so that child can never walk again
and try
be
to
harmed.
spin it. He was such the devil. He said, well, it's a rivalry, and the kids are passionate. They're passionate.
Passionate.
You know what I'm saying?
That coach wants him to hurt that player in particular because he's jealous of the spirit that cat has.
Damn right.
Marah.
And if I could, sir, if it was the other way around, can you imagine what they would be saying? They would be slandering Deionsanders, saying all the evil things, saying he should not coach anymore.
They call him ghetto for that late hit. He's
Khan.
You're right, bro.
This has no place in college football. You know what I'm saying?
Yediah.
Conor Khan.
Yes, please. Let's go. What else you have besides the Migrant?
We had the Migrant, and we have Kirkfranklin.
Ooh, boy, that's some good ones. Let's go to Kirkfranklin. Kirkfranklin, Mayak and Haas. This was riveting TV. It was on my phone, but it was riveting up. It was like an excellent episode of Maury Povich back in the day. It was riveting. This week, Kirkfranklin had to make a video because he found out that his mother was lying to him. Kirkfranklin is in his 50s. His mother, a good church woman, Mayak, of course, lived in church. She's sitting in church. She's like the pew in church. She's in church like a fan, like one of them hand fans. That's how much that woman is in church. Raised him in church, does nothing but go to church. Come to find out she was having sex, cheating on his father, and his father is not who he thought his father was. And the story came out, and he confronted her. It was riveting, and it said so much about the Christian church, how you are like whited walls, but inwardly you're like a tomb full of bones.
Right.
That's the Christian church.
Right.
We'll play the video, Maya.
You know, why they get the video,
go
if
ahead.
I could, sir.
Go ahead.
It was something similar that happened in my family. Not the same, but a little bit similar to where one of the older relatives couldn't have no boys. So she and my grandmother got sick, so she wanted to hold and keep one of the my older uncles. But when she kept him, she told him that I'm your mother and that's your aunt, because she couldn't have no boys. And it was like that all the years. And when they found out what the truth was, one of my uncles started rebelling, went into the streets, got into the gang, back and forth in prison. Next thing you know, he became part of the LGBT community, and then died of AIDS. Amazing. The other uncle got in trouble for it, and my father, because he heard what happened was going on, he wouldn't go there no more. He was sleeping in an abandoned building because of it. Now, when I got older, like my father had told me all these things. So when some death, people passed away in my family, all this stuff happened. And when I told her that I was going to tell my sister the truth as to who her grandmother really was, and listen, mind you, this woman sat on the deacon board of that church at 39th and Lancaster? Mount Olivet Church. All of them sat on the board of that church down there. They were in charge of the housing, the whole nine. And when I told her, I said, listen, I gotta have a talk with you. So what's up? And before then, she wanted to give me her house and sell me her house. And yeah, you can have my house. And I'm like, all right. And I'm like, nah. I said, I'm all right. But I told her, I said, listen, I got to talk to you because of what happened. I'm going to tell my sister the truth. She said, the truth. I said, I'm going to tell her that you really are not her mom or grandmother. That who my real grandmother was and that you're the sister. And, okay, she was older. Brother, her face turned to so much hatred. And if she could have hit me, brother, she would have hit me. It was like seething out of her. She would have knocked my head off. And I saw it. And I said, yo, this is the evilest thing in the world. And after that, well, there was one more incident. But, from that point to this day, I cut ties with everybody. To this day. Because there was no need for me to have my kids around that type of filth and lie to where what was going on. I cut everything off. They don't even know what my kids look like. Unless they see a picture or they call one of my sisters or something, but I don't deal with nobody. You know what I mean?
That story is a ubiquitous story in the Black and Latino family.
Yes,
Everyone has that story.
Yeah.
The chat room can put a 1 if you know the story about your church gospel anointed mother who holds on to a lie for the rest of her life.
Oh, I forgot
that will just lie constantly.
I forgot one part.
Go ahead.
When my uncle died, I said I was not going to go to the funeral. And then my other uncle, he talked me into going around. I said, now I'm going to go around him. Boy, come on, boy. I'm like, come on, I'm going to go around him. So I went around him. And I said, let me ask you a question. I said on the obituary, are y'all gonna tell the truth? Are y'all gonna say who his real father and mother is? Oh yeah, we going to. I said, all right. I got the obituary and it did not say it.
Of course.
So it is crazy. It was funny because this is back when I was in law enforcement. So I went before everybody and I went to go see him before everybody got there. They coming down the street in procession. Turned off at 38th and 39th and Haverford to Mount Oliver Church. And I'm coming up the street with my patrol car. I'm in my patrol car. And they looking at me. And I'm riding by my patrol car, like they said. They riding by. I'm laughing my butt off inside. To me, I was mad, but it was funny because I laughed because it just helped me deal with the emotions I was going through.
Of course.
But they were just looking. I'm riding by. Kept on going. Like that's what you see right here in this Frank Kirkland story. Like I heard, what's that cat name, the radio show host? What's the one? Not the other one on 107.9. They made it seem like it was par.
Okay.
Like it was a big story. Like it was something because of Kirkfranklin. Yo, this happens all the time in the ghetto, like you said, son. Like this is commonplace. Yeah. But it's big because it's Kirkfranklin.
Yeah. Let's play. Unless you want to say something, you die. Please go ahead and we'll play.
It says Kirkfranklin finally meets his biological father at 53. This man lives down the street from my recording studio.
Let's go ahead and play it.
I've been homeless. I bathed in the church bathroom. Won 19 Grammys. Had a career that was beyond my imagination. I've survived death several times, endured public shame. But nothing could prepare me for what God had in store for me in 2023. I'm supposed to do moving forward with this.
I had the abridged version. What do you want? It's too long.
When you get this message, give me a call.
Okay, right here might be good.
If you would like to talk to me about the rumor that is floating around out there, call back. Just remember, as I told you once, I will not lie to you about anything. Delete.
Everyone is going through this in the church. The Christian church cannot survive without lying about their behavior. Yeah. If they didn't lie about the behavior, everyone would know that the place is full of whores. The place is full of women who are loose with their morals. God. And men who are loose with their morals. The Christian church can only survive on lies. His mother, he's calling his mom because he's hearing the rumors all over the internet, and the family is saying that his father is not his father. So what does his Holy Ghost-filled mother do? I know you're hearing about the rumors. I just want to tell you, I never lie. I would never tell a lie. Keep playing. You ain't got the whole thing out. Well, let me fast forward and tell you the story. Everyone watch it on their own. He went and got a paternity test. It said his father is not his father and this other man is. The mother said the test is lying. She is still telling the truth. She's sticking to it. She never had sex with this man. They got another paternity test. The paternity test gave the same results. That this other man is his father and not the man he thought was his father. The mother then sat down at a table with him and said, I don't know how that test is lying like that. Kirkfranklin said it was something to study too, because he said, Mom, do this for your baby. That's something I'm going to study one day too. It's how men become babies. It's something that I notice in men that go up in that church. It's like a button that gets pushed in them. And he kept saying, your baby. Did he call her mommy? I gotta watch it again. I don't remember that. But he kept saying, tell the truth to your baby. To your baby. She started crying and she was adamant that she was telling the truth. And that is what the Christian church is running on. lying about who they are, and so that you can believe that what you see in church is true, which is a Holy Ghost filled, dancing, praising Jesus, holding the Bible, loving God with their words and lifting up a joyful noise. They go home and open up their draw leg. Some of them, they stretch the draw leg, Maya, so they can get more penis in.
Good.
They stretch it. Some of them will have a surgery stretching the vagina so they could fit more penis in the vagina. And that's what's happening in church.
And you might think that's a joke, but I have heard a woman say, Christian woman, black girl, say that she can't wear thongs or real tight panties and drawers because them lips is so stretched the hell out.
That's what's happening
You know
in the church. That's what's going on.
Yeah, that's true.
That is what is happening there. That place is the most decadent and immoral place on the planet. The Christian church. There is no place with more sex, with more lasciviousness, with more danger than the Christian church. And the only way that the place can open the doors every week is if they could lie and no one asked questions about it. Kirkfranklin went through it. Last story. We're going to the immigrant crisis now. And this is for the tribe of Judah. That's my particular tribe, Haz. General Hazayan, like Commander General YAHANNA, is from the tribe of Benjamin, the so-called West Indians. But this is for the tribe of Judah, Hazayan. Because there is a giant lie that is marching and gaining traction among the so-called Negro, the tribe of Judah, that government cutbacks, citywide resources are being cut from the tribe of Judah, from black cities, because cities have to take care of the immigrants coming into their city. And black people are protesting. They're angry. They're mad at the immigrants. They're mad at the Mexicans and the South and Central Americans, because now the police force has to cut its budget. Now the housing departments can't take care of the black houses, can't take care of the black housing projects. Now all of the city agencies have to cut their funding because of these damn Mexicans and these damn Guatemalans. That is another lie. Let me explain to you something that I would have hoped that black people would know by now. Let me ask you a question. You can get the story together, Yediah. Let me ask you a question. If there were no immigrants in America, if there were 0 immigrants in America, 0 Mexicans in America, would they spend the money on you, black people? Would they give the money to you? Is that what your history tells you? Does history say that the only reason that the government doesn't give us money is because of Mexicans? What were they doing with the money before the immigrant crisis? This country, these cities, New York, California, they will never spend money on black people if there was not one Mexican in California, in New York. They would still not give the money to you. And they're only giving the money to Mexicans to give them temporary housing so they can increase the slave population in America. Mexicans are going to go through hell like you and I have in America. They're going to go to schools like the ones you and I went to when we thought we were going to die every day going to high school. The Mexicans are going to that school now. The Haitians are going to live in that neighborhood where you thought you could not make it from your door to the store. The Mexicans will live there now. The Mexicans aren't the reason that you aren't getting money from the city. Can I prove it for you? Let's have it, Yediah. Give me the story and then give me where money goes.
Migrant tent city plan sparks outrage as locals claim there's never enough money for them.
Locals are saying these tent cities are the reason that there's not enough money for you. There is enough money for everyone in America. There is no shortage of money in America. America has enough money to give every Mexican a mansion, to give every black person a mansion, to give every Haitian a mansion. There's enough money here for all of us to be rich. You know what happened during the pandemic? They just started handing people checks. Do you remember that, guys?
Yes, sir.
They just went and gave everybody $1,000. F it. Here's $1,000. If it stops you from rioting in the streets, If it stops you from burning down the government, here's $1,000. Take it every month. Take a check every month. America is still here. They're all right. America has enough money for everyone. They are only telling you that they're giving money to the migrants so you can hate the migrants. Yep. They want you to blame the migrants so that you don't blame the government. So now, instead of being angry at the government for the fact that the police force is getting cut, the trash service is getting cut, the electric service is getting cut, they give you the Mexicans to hate. So you won't put your anger where it belongs. And that is with the richest country on the planet that has ample states that have virtually no people in it. Mm-hmm. Ample cities with virtually no people and more money than you could possibly imagine. Can I tell you how much money America has? Give me the robot dog in New York. Now, this robot dog came out about 3 months ago, before the immigrant crisis, YAHANNA. Before there was a crisis on the border, before all these immigrants came to Staten Island in New York. Let me tell you what New York bought, and then tell me how much. This is Cameron. What's the date on this, Maral?
This is 5 months ago.
5 months ago, before the immigrant crisis. Play.
New York's police department showing off some futuristic crime-fighting tools today. The most controversial new technology is actually making a comeback. DigiDog was first seen in the city 2 years ago. At the time, it was public backlash, with some seeing it as a futuristic version of over-aggressive policing. NYPD says that the dog will only be used in highly dangerous situations like terrorist acts, bomb threats, and hostage standoffs. The department also showed off K5, that is 5 foot, 400-pound security robot that will soon be patrolling Times Square and the subway.
Well, Justice.
Can I get the price of that dog, someone?
Cut cost $75,000.
That dog, oh, that's not the dog. That's the other one. The dog cost $240,000. Go look it up again. $240,000 for one dog. And they already said they're not even going to use it unless it's an extreme situation. That dog is sitting somewhere, Rock, in the office. You die.
$278,000.
That's how much one of those robot dogs costs. And they're not even going to use it unless it's an extreme situation. They have 5 of those out in New York City. They have the money, black people, in New York. They got it. They have it. The Mexicans aren't taking the money. The Haitians are not taking the money. If they did not buy those Mexicans a tent village, they would spend all of it on one robot dog. They would just take it and blow it. They're never giving it to black people. They're never giving it to us. Mexicans aren't at fault for the reason that America doesn't spend money on black people. America is at fault. The government is at fault, but you blame a migrant living in a tent on the side of the road. He's the reason for your financial problem. You don't believe it? Let me go to the federal government now. Do you have the one you looked up earlier, Mayak or Marat? The federal government, what is the highest spending department in America? Who can guess? The military. The military in America, brother, has such a vast budget. It outnumbers the budget of the next 8 countries. Do not spend as much money as America spends on its military. It's an insane, most of the entire gross national budget goes to the military in America. And that's it. And in the military, let me explain to you how they decide to spend their money. This is how the budget goes. And this is when they're sitting down to decide what to buy. This is the kind of thing that they buy. And this is how much they spend on it. Maral, whoever has it. Nice and loud.
Khan, the military budget of the United States. I'm going to skip down to the main part. Budget for 2022. In May 2021, the president's defense budget request for the year 2022 was $715 billion.
$715 billion. Now, you might think, well, we need that money to defend the Ukraine, to fight the Russian onslaught, to fight China. Let me tell you where the money actually goes. How much do they spend for a hammer in the United States military? Does anyone have that? A hammer. You understand what I mean, Haas?
Yeah.
That's not a secret government weapon. That's a hammer. A hammer like at Home Depot or Lowe's.
Yeah.
This is how much the government spends on their hammers. Play that, please. Put it up there.
Count on one con, sir.
Go ahead.
The Pentagon's $435 hammer.
$435 on a hammer. I don't think y'all feel me or understand me. Put a picture of a hammer up on the screen. I mean a hammer for nails in your house. Can I tell you why? Here's the secret. Listen closely, everybody. They did not spend that much on a hammer. They just stole the money.
Yep.
Do you understand? They're just stealing the money. They paid $7 for the hammer, and then they pocketed the rest of the money. But on the budget, it says $435 for a hammer. And do you know what the Defense Department does? Signs off on it.
Yeah.
And gives them the money. No questions asked. Why? Because it's for the soldiers. Because it's for the troops. And you can't question that budget. You can question the money that they give immigrants on tents. That money can be questioned. You can question if they give a Mexican a little bag of food that's sleeping outside. You can question the money that they might spend on giving a blanket to a Haitian girl under a bridge. But when the military wants something, gosh darn it, Mayak, they're going to get it. And no one ever questions it. That's the hammer that they spent $435 on it, on all their hammers, Mayak. All their hammers. They're stealing the money in the military. They're going to Home Depot, paying $6 for the damn hammer, putting $435 on the sheet. The generals are signing off on it, and they pocket billions of dollars and buy jets and Rolls Royces and Asian women of ill repute. That's where the money actually goes. The Mexicans are not your problem. Greed is your problem. Lust is your problem. Can I do one more story? I got to run the hell up out of here. Here's your problem. Give me the story of the cop laughing about how another police officer ran over a woman. This is what we're ending it with here tonight, all right? God damn it, hurry up, y'all. This is what we're ending it with here tonight.
And then just to figure off with the story you just brought out, these politicians are so rich, man. They so rich. They get millions of dollars just to speak somewhere. They so rich. If they all just came together, if they truly loved America, I mean, if they all came together for the love of America and put $1 million together, it'll solve a lot of problems in America. But they too greedy and selfish to do it, and they really don't love America. They love themselves.
Mike, if you want to help black people and help Mexicans, just give us your hammer money.
That's it.
Give us your hammer money. Let's move on from this.
If I
we
could,
don't
Joe,
gotta hate each other.
Damn right.
That's all.
If I could, Joe, understand that black people, the Mexicans is your brother. They Israelites according to the Bible, man. And I want everybody in the show tonight, after we done, read Deuteronomy 15, verse 7 and 8, because the Lord tell you how to deal with the poor of your own kind. You ain't got to hate them, but you can help them. You can come together as one, all right?
For time's sake, I'll do this show in New York on Thursday, all right? Because it's past the time.
Yeah.
With that, I want to say the water to Commanding General YAHANNA, the water to General Mayak, the General Hazayan, Officer Marat, Officer Yedaya, Officer Mathamyad. Sakia, what's your name again? Shabar, Officer Shabar came down. Say your name, Trooper. Yabad, Officer Ibad, and Officer Trooper Nabad. Give him Nabad. Give him a hand out. The water for your service, warriors in the U.P.K. The water for your loyalty.
That's right.
The water for your adherence to God's holy law.
Yeah,
With
right.
that, nos vamos. Cuídate.
I know exactly what they want. I know exactly what they want. Just be patient.
All right, Shalom, Lord in Christ. This is Captain from Russia at the I.S.U.P.K in the UK. Listen, man, the UK is doing a big event in Scotland. We're gonna have the UPK man commanding General YAHANNA, all the generals. We're gonna have a scripture breakdown class, hold the opening of the Feast of Tabernacles in King James's Castle, man. Then on the weekend, we're gonna have Birmingham camp and London camp. And on Monday, scripture breakdown, man, again from General Muhammad in Bromtown, Birmingham, man. And we're gonna see London, and we're gonna do many things, man. So listen, man, you need to be there. If you're not, you're missing out, Israel. Shalom.
Letting them niggas mislead you. My name is my name, power and glory. I never change. Stand on loyalty, remain the same. Say what you mean. Speak on my name, you go to war with me. We move the same. You think that it's for me? Running the game, kicking the door with me. All through the pain, the snow, the rain, the ups and downs. My name, they more for me. My name is my name, power and glory. I never change.